Right, so Amanda Spielman's back in the headlines. You'd think after the absolute car crash she left behind at Ofsted, she'd just quietly disappear. But no, this week she's decided to tell us that doing pupil wellbeing checks are counterproductive. Well, thank you, Amanda, the woman who presided over the most toxic inspection regime in living memory, now talking and giving out tips on well-being. Let's get Voldemort to do a mindfulness retreat, shall we? Let us not forget, this is the same Amanda Spielman who was in charge when Ruth Perry tragically lost her life, which in a coroner's report was directly down to an Ofsted inspection. And instead of humility, instead of a moment of reflection, what did she say? Yeah, she said that people were using Ruth Perry's death to just try and discredit Ofsted. Now, it wasn't to discredit Ofsted. People were speaking up because they were sick of a system that was pushing people to the brink. We knew with Ruth Perry it wasn't the first and it wasn't going to be the last, but something needed to change because this toxic culture around Ofsted is the main reason thousands of teachers are leaving the profession every year. But she was never going to get that because she looked at this and gone, I just think they're trying to make me look bad. The ego, the tone deafness, it's staggering. But now she's opposing this amendment to the Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill currently going through the House of Lords, because let's not forget she's in the House of Lords, which called for collecting national data on children's mental health and wellbeing. Now this has been tabled because a PISA survey showed that British 15-year-olds have the lowest rate of wellbeing in Europe. Lord Gus O'Donnell says we should be ashamed of this. We should be thinking what interventions are going to make a difference, but we'll never know unless we do something about measuring to assess whether they work. What Spielman's saying is that she just sees dreadful examples in schools because she can't help herself having a dig at us as teachers, where she thinks if you ask children about their well-being, they're just going to believe that they are sad or worried or afraid. Whereas I think, well, no, teachers will do it in a way that wouldn't be like that because teachers are professionals, they're trained experts, but she's not going to think that because she doesn't care about teachers. She also disagreed with proposals that there should be a mental health practitioner in every school because she thinks we need less mental health awareness training in schools, not more. Honestly, speechless. But should we be in any way surprised when her whole legacy is just one-word judgments to reduce schools to labels, inspectors that left staff feeling bullied and humiliated, a culture of fear that pushed people to breaking point? That's not accountability, it's just pure intimidation with a clipboard. So yeah, forgive me if I don't take wellbeing advice from a person who turned Ofsted into the bogeyman of education.